So, I mean, before I even get started, how's it going? How are you handling the situation? Getting up to date?
It's been a tough week. Yeah, being in the hospital was definitely a wake-up call for me. I've had to do a lot of like soul searching over the last week, and I've learned some pretty tough things about myself. I know that I am more selfish than I thought that I was. And I mean, clearly the way that I do things isn't working, and I need to figure out a different way of doing things.
Do what?
I'm sorry?
Like do what? Figure out how to do what? Parenting, like going to work, school, figure out what kind of things.
Everything really. It feels like just my approach to life hasn't been working for me. I mean, I thought that it was working for me, and I was kind of like going through the motions and everything felt okay. But then, you know, after last week, it really opened my eyes that I need to do everything different. I need to just have like a totally different attitude about school and Jacob and life in general.
Rebecca, before we get too negative, I just want to tell you I'm extremely proud of you for being brave enough to do this kind of introspection. It takes a really special person to do that, and I know you're going through a tough time, but I'm really glad that you have the strength to look at these situations and be realistic about it. So that's the first step, and so now we can move forward, and we're here to help.
That's really nice to hear, because it just feels like everybody's telling me all the things that I'm doing wrong, so it's nice to remember that I am trying.
Yeah, you've already made a really big step towards trying to improve. And that being said, this session, we kind of want to work out what some of your ideals are in terms of improving. And so to make it easy, I know you have a lot going on, but maybe if you could just list 2 or 3 ideal goals to get across, we can try to work on helping you out.
And I know I asked you last time, but do you mind us taking notes?
Yeah, that's great. Well, I talked to the DCS worker. She's actually coming to do a home visit tomorrow. And she was really excited that I was seeing you today. She said that that's definitely a step in the right direction. But one of the things, I guess the biggest thing that she said was that I'm gonna have to do UAs every week. And
Remind me, what is a UA?
the urine test to see if there's any like drugs or alcohol in my system, I think.
Every week.
Yeah, she said every week that I'm gonna have to pay for, which is like $40 a week. But someone told me that both alcohol and drugs will stay in your system for like a few days, and I don't know what day of the week it is. So I think I need to look at like getting sober, getting sober.
Have you done any drugs or alcohol since we saw each other at the hospital?
Yeah, but not as many.
That's good.
My dad has actually been staying with me for the last week. That was one of the things that the DCS worker talked about. She said they wouldn't take him to Jacob and put him in foster care if my dad was willing to stay at the house. So he's been there, and it's actually been really nice. He's helped out a lot with Jacob. But a couple of times, maybe like 3 times in the last week, we after Jacob went to bed, we had like a couple of beers with dinner, and that's when we were talking about a lot of these issues. So I've had, maybe like 6 beers over the last week, and then I've done a few pills, but only I think maybe like 4 or 5 total for the whole week. I even went one day without doing any, which I was so proud of myself.
That's amazing.
That's great.
Thank you. Thank you. But then I woke up the next morning and Jacob was crying, and my dad had already had to leave for his physical therapy appointment. So I was just so stressed out on Tuesday when I woke up that I just had to take one like as soon as I woke up.
Now, did the DCS worker say you had to be completely clean, or did she
Completely clean and sober. I can't have any drugs or alcohol. Even though one of my friends said that alcohol only stays in your system for 24 hours, so like the chances that I would get caught with alcohol are not as high. So I was thinking maybe that I could still drink a little bit.
I mean, alcohol's not as big of an issue if you know how to control it, but I would still just be aware that, these tests are extremely accurate, actually, even if your friend told you it's not. So it's better to kind of regulate yourself. But the fact that you've already cut back so much is awesome. And and I know that's not a easy thing to do, so thank you for that.
Alright, so it sounds like, your number one first goal to keep Jacob and to get things running on track would be sobriety. And I remember last time we met, you mentioned you haven't really tried any kind of resources to get sober. Would you be interested in going to some kind of support group, or let's brainstorm on what you'd be comfortable with doing? Because I know you said you're not big into religion, so.
I really don't wanna go to AA, it just seems like, well, like I said, the religious, like, spirituality shoved down your throat, and I can't tell you how many stories that I've heard from friends who've been in recovery who just go to, like, meet people to drink with and get high with, like, you can, the fastest place to find drugs is at an NA meeting, you know? So if I could do, like, instead of group stuff, just like meet with a counselor, is that like a thing?
Yeah, just have like a sponsor, just a single person you talk to when you feel the need, or, just any counselor, like what would you be willing to do more?
Well, someone told me that there was like either free counseling or like sliding scale counseling somewhere in town. Is that real?
We could definitely look into that.
For you right now.
Oh, thank you.
I know there's one certain program, it's called Arizona Families First,
Okay.
and they deal almost really specifically with your situation.
Really?
And so what they kind of do is they help intervene with someone who's dealing with substance abuse and also has a child that's being put or pressured into the DCS system. And so they help with any kind of resources, like helping you find counseling you're comfortable with, helping you find better employment. I remember that's something you mentioned. Would you be interested in getting in touch with them? It's free if you qualify, you just have to fill out some paperwork.
Can I just do all that with you?
We can help you. I mean, I would still want you to, be in talks with them as well, because ultimately this is your decision.
Yeah.
But I know they have a lot of resources that can really help you out, and it's more one-on-one because you have better interaction with.
And they do substance abuse counseling?
Yes.
Yeah, I would really want to try that.
Okay. And then you mentioned that they're gonna make you pay for the drug testing. How do you feel about that? I mean, tell me some of your emotions for that, your thoughts about
So
that.
I would say that that's probably like the second biggest problem that I need to work on right now, is just like figuring out finances. I don't have health insurance, Jacob doesn't have health insurance, we can barely pay our rent. I mean, it definitely is helping that I'm not spending quite as much money on like pills and drinking and stuff. But daycare alone is $200 a week for him, and that's almost half of my salary right there. And then rent, I'm like 3 months behind on my rent, and I've had my utilities turned off over the last, I don't know, like 3 times in the last year. So just like any kind of payment help I could get at this point would be amazing.
So would you be willing to maybe do some paperwork to receive like TANF, cash assistance from the government, or
What's TANF?
Temporary assistance for needy families, and you can get cash benefits for it, and they can help you out, especially because you're a single mother. There's one cap, but it kind of goes along with everything that we're talking about. Right now, the policy in Arizona is that they do a drug test before you sign up. And so you're not subjected to random drug tests throughout. It's just when you fill out the application, they're going to ask, have you used drugs in those specified time? And if you specify, yes, I have, then they'll take a urine sample from you.
Okay.
Just that one time. You're not subjected to random drug tests throughout. Of course, if you get caught and charged with some kind of drug possession, that would affect it. But we're gonna work on that. And so hopefully that won't come up as an issue.
And so what TANF does is basically it, just like food stamps or something, the government just gives you money every month. Depending on your income is usually how they determine how much they're gonna give you. And, so, you can use that money for anything. There's not a restriction like there is on food stamps. So you could use that for your drug testing, you could, use it for rent, you could, use it for what you and Jacob need.
Alright, do you know how long that lasts for?
I can look that up for you.
Yeah, thank you. So is TANF different than food stamps?
Yes. You can actually receive TANF and food stamps at the same time.
Ooh, can I do that?
You can definitely sign up for both.
And I know the applications for this kind of thing is always like such a pain in the butt. Is there any way that you guys would help me?
We'd be more than happy to help
Okay.
you. I know it can be really stressful when you've got a lot going on.
then they were talking about, is there any way that we can maybe like try to find a child support? I heard that child support can be like $400-600 a month, and that would help pay for daycare, and it would help really with a lot of bills.
So do you still have, like any kind of contact information for Jacob's father at all?
No, and they tried to find him, and they didn't even find like any work history for him, so I don't even know like what state he's living in, or I don't know anything about him.
DES office also has a child support division, so as I'm helping you fill out these forms for your government assistance, state assistance, I will also help you with a form to fill out to collect child support. All you need to have is his last known address.
I
If
can
you
have
have,
it
the
close
more
one.
information you have about him, the better. If you have a social security number, that'd be awesome. But even without that, if you have his last known address and full name, DES will go to work in locating him, and they will do the work for you to help you receive the child support that's due to you.
Oh my gosh, that just sounds amazing. If I could get those things, I feel like I would just be in such a better place right there.
Oh, yeah, definitely. The financial burden is gonna help you so much. It's really, one of the good things also, although it's a negative, I mean, I'm sure wasn't a wonderful thing for you to wake up in the hospital last week, but the good that has come from that is that now that you're here and I'm helping you fill out these forms, generally they do take a while to get through, but because we're filling them out here at the hospital, there is a fast track that I can put them through, and so we should be able to expedite these. It should be a lot quicker than it would have been otherwise. We might be able to have help with, get you on access, having the UA test paid for with your access.
What is access?
Access is Arizona, it's the Arizona healthcare, system that is for, those who are having a hard time, being able to afford traditional healthcare insurance.
Is that like
So it's
Obamacare?
low income. It's not exactly like Obamacare, it does fit into that, but with Obamacare, there is a copay with access to the highest copay you'd have is if you go to the doctors, it might be $3, depending on, sliding fee, depending on how much.
That's my kind of copay. I can do that.
Generally it is zero, but it is not like Obamacare where they charge you $500 a month, and then you still have all these copays, so it's quite different.
So there's TANF, food stamps, access, and child support. Okay.
And I know in terms of child support, a lot of this stuff is gonna be through the Department of Economic Security.
Is that DES?
It's the DS. And so they actually, we can at least talk to them to see if you qualify for their child care program. And so there's a few requirements to see, if you're in their DES jobs program, if you can't due to employment, if you're having a hard time finding child care. They have a few qualifications that they'll work with you through to see if you qualify. And it's free child care, or they can at least assist you with the cost of child care.
Okay.
And so if you're interested in that, we can talk to them about that.
Yeah, definitely.
Since we last talked to you, you had missed a shift at work because of the overdose. How's work been in the last week? Did you still have your job?
Yeah, my boss has been super understanding. He's kind of known some of the personal stuff that I've gone through, and I went to talk to him the day that I got out of the hospital, and he was just surprisingly cool about it. Like, he said that I wasn't gonna lose my job, and he's actually there to support me in any way he can. He said he can look into like giving me extra shifts if that's what I need. And I think right now that's a good idea. It's a very low stress job, which is nice, but I mean, like, I don't know how I could keep working there long term. It would be hard to do for more than, I don't know, much longer. I wanna have a job that I like. I wanna have a job that I can like pay the bills, and I wanna be a good role model for Jacob. I don't just wanna like work at Denny's for his whole life.
What are some jobs that you would like to do? If you can think of any off the top of your head.
Well, my psychology class is really making me interested in like that kind of thing, and now that I've gone through all of this, I feel like maybe this is a sign that someday I can do something like in counseling, or I don't know, mentoring other people who have been through some stuff like I've been through. And I know that's like a couple years down the road, and I would need to be like sober for a while, but I think that's probably like my life goal right now.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I know you mentioned that, you're not satisfied with staying at where you're working long term. I want you to know, I don't want you to get frustrated with that. That's actually a really good thing. When I was growing up, my dad always told me that, you know, you should feel, you know, antsy about being at a place that you don't want to be at long term, because that means you haven't given up hope at what you want to eventually do. And that's good. It's a good start. You're in the psychology class. You're looking forward to the future. And so don't feel too frustrated with the fact that you want something more. You deserve something more. You should continue to want something more.
This is actually the first time since I started college, like a few years ago when I was 18, that I've been excited about the future.
Yeah.
Until this week, it's been just like what I have to do every day to get by, but yeah, I mean, this whole thing has made me realize that I gotta have a plan, right?
It's a game changer. It's a game changer,
Yeah.
but for the good.
Rebecca, I know that we're offering you a lot of support systems and a lot of information, and all of it can be a little time consuming. I was just curious, what's your schedule like usually?
Well, I usually work like 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. And then I pick up Jacob from daycare, and then my dad is usually at the house by like 5 o'clock, and then we've been eating dinner together. And then Jacob goes to bed around 7, and then this last week at least me and my dad have just been like hanging out in the evenings, and he's been babysitting me essentially, not letting me go out.
Is this like every day of the week, or do you have days off?
Yeah, I work 6 days a week, Saturday through, like Friday through Saturday. Sunday's my only day off. And believe it or not, last week my dad even talked me into going to church with him.
And how did you feel about that?
I don't know, I just feel like people are judging me everywhere I go.
That's something that you shouldn't need to worry about, because you're seeing this just because I think you might be kind of judging yourself. But as far as other people, they don't know you. They don't know you. Everywhere you go, they're strangers. They don't know you. They don't know your past. They don't know what you're going through right now. All they know is that you're a mom. You have a wonderful little boy. And most of the time, especially if you're going into a support group or to a church, what they see is, hey, there's a mom here who with her child, and maybe we can help her if she needs help. And we're not judging in a negative way. They're wanting to be support for you. So that's a positive. And then as far as you feeling unhappy at your work environment, to remember that that is just temporary. What you're doing is just temporary to get you through. You have a game plan. You can even write down on paper, when is your graduation date? When do you plan on graduating?
That's a good question. I only have like 10 classes where I've like gotten a good enough grade that it counts. So I know it's a while away. And I think I only want to keep taking one class at a time. Right now, like, homework is almost like a release for me, because I just get totally focused on it, and it's hard to remember like all of the stress in my life. But I feel like if I do more than one class, then it starts to get really overwhelming. I have friends who are in college, and they say it's hard.
Especially with a child. Well, even if you took one class, you're still very young. If it takes you 6 years to graduate, before you're 30, you're going to be working in the field that you want to be in.
That's my goal.
Right now, the main thing is to take care of you and Jacob. And whatever, if it's waitressing right now, it's going to put you through school and take care of your son. Just know that's only temporary, and it's just a stepping stone. What you want to do.
Now, I know last time we spoke at the hospital, you had seemed maybe interested in going to like a single mother support group. Is that still something you'd be interested in? Make some new friends that, kind of are on the same track in their life, been through some stuff too?
Yeah, the DCS lady said that I need to do some kind of parenting something. She wasn't specific about like whether it had to be classes or support groups. But after talking with you guys, it really, hit home that I'm not as good of a parent maybe as I think that I am. So I want to change that. I want to be a role model for Jacob, and I want to be just the best person that I can be for him.
And I just want you to know, like, you taking these steps already makes you a wonderful parent for him. Because then he sees, you can tell him later on in life, well, son, I went through these struggles, but I did stuff to get better. And he's going to admire you for that and look up to you for that.
I mean, it's easy to say now, it's just hard to remember that, like, in the moment,
Well, question, how is Jacob? I totally forgot to ask him to begin.
Yeah.
Man, how's he doing? What's going on with
He's
him?
actually really good. He's too young to kind of like really know what's going on. So me and my dad just told him that mommy was sick, and she's gonna be sick for a while, but she's getting better. That was hard just to admit to him, but the last week has been really nice. It's nice having my dad around because my dad is so like kid friendly and just like a really kind of like stable person. So yeah, Jacob's just been having such a good time with him, and I think he likes having a guy around that he can kind of like talk to and hang out with.
That's good. I'm really glad. I'm really glad about that.
If you don't mind me asking, how much longer is your dad going to be in the picture living with you in the household?
I have no idea. I mean, the week until the DCS worker came was kind of just the short-term plan, so I would say that's something else that I kind of have to figure out. It's just like, what kind of support do I need?
Now, if I remember correctly, the DCS worker, she told you that he needed to be there, right?
Yeah, for the last week, and then she's coming tomorrow, and we're gonna have like a whole talk, and she wants to know everything that we talk about here too. So hopefully, you guys can help me figure out, I don't know, like, I mean, would it be possible to have my dad come in here next week, and we can all talk, and we can like figure stuff out?
Yeah, we
Of
can get you a
course.
game plan, and,
Yeah, yeah.
maybe send you an email of what we went over, just to remind you, so
Yeah.
if she asks you, what are some of your plans, we can, give you what we've talked about,
Okay.
and we'd be more than happy to do that. And really, please contact one of us after your meeting, let us know how it went, and, just to keep us posted, that'd be awesome. On your own time, of course.
Yeah, yeah, well,
And we can't tell the DCS worker anything, unless there's a risk to Jacob, which honestly I don't think there is. You keep saying, you want to just be a support for him, so, like you tell her what is relevant, like tell her what we did. We worked on, goals and stuff.
okay.
So that's what she wants to know, and like I think that'll help her get to know better, like what your goals are too, and just, know that you're goal oriented and not just gonna backtrack.
I can do that.
Last time we spoke, you mentioned that there were some other coping strategies that you were interested in looking into, on your own.
Yeah.
Have you been trying any of those that we discussed? Maybe the running, or maybe trying to find a group on Facebook that you could go participate in. Just anything that you've been able to do by yourself, has any of that helped, or have you tried any of it?
Honestly, the last week I haven't tried any of it, but I'm definitely willing. I was gonna ask you, like, when I get super stressed out in the moment, is there anything that I can do just like right then? Like if Jacob's in front of me, he's screaming, and I'm alone, and I have like 5 things to do, and the phone is ringing. How do I like not freak out in that moment?
Well, at the moment, it doesn't always work for everybody, but I've had some success with it. Breathing strategies and things like just deep breathing, take a few deep breaths, relax, take a step back from the situation, and then you can go on with a clear head afterwards. And it doesn't always help, but I've seen some success with that myself.
A good thing to do during that is maybe just count to yourself and focus on counting, even if it's just for 10 seconds.
So deep breathing and
take a
counting.
deep breath, count for 10 seconds, and just allow yourself to really soak into the moment and think about what you're going to say next.
And in those 10 seconds, you can kind of prioritize what's happening in the situation, So if you said, like, if Jacob's screaming and the phone's ringing, okay, obviously Jacob's gonna be your first priority. So, take a deep breath and just like, okay, Jacob, what's happening? Why are you screaming?
So kind of
Ignore the phone.
focus.
Yes, ignore the phone. Whoever it is, they can leave a message, or you can call them back, they can call back, whatever.
Okay.
Also,
Focus, deep breathing, and counting. Okay, I can do that.
Also, if you're feeling just overwhelmed and, it's really hard to do the deep breathing with your child in front of you screaming, so, you can put your child in a safe place, put him in his room, let him know that you love him, but put him in his room, close the door, and then just walk outside and just sit outside for a few moments if you need to. Get a few deep breaths, do some jumping jacks, whatever it takes. But just remove yourself from him so that you can calm down without him being right there screaming in your face.
I wish that like my dad or somebody, I don't know, I wish I could do that for like an hour every evening. I know that might be unrealistic, and obviously I have to take care of him, but even just like an hour a night where I could like just have quiet time, take a walk, or
Yeah, maybe you should discuss with your dad, you said Jacob goes to bed around 7 every night, and you hang out with your dad, maybe just tell your dad, from this time to this time, I want to go jog around the neighborhood, maybe, do some meditating, just sit in your room and just kind of take some deep breaths and just clear your mind, you know, just tell your dad, like, you know, Dad, I love you, thank you for being here, I love hanging out with you, but this hour I need to me.
Do you think that's okay to ask for that?
Definitely, like, don't, Dad, I need my own hour, you know, just tell him, like, you know, from this time to this time, this is what I'm gonna do, I think this will help me. And I think he'll totally understand, because he wants what we want, he wants you to get better.
That's true. Okay. Alright.
And you can also offer the same thing to him, I'm sure he's been stressed out as well with this whole
Oh my gosh, tell me about it.
So if you could offer him some of the same relief, or
That's
just
a
offer
great
him
idea.
dinner, just like repay him somehow,
Yeah.
not financially, but just say, hey, here's a dinner, sit and have dinner with them, but then also, get your space as well.
That's a great idea. I think he would really appreciate that too. He's so happy that he's like back in my life helping.
How's your mother?
I haven't talked to her. She doesn't even know that I'm in the hospital. Unless my dad told her, and I doubt that happens.
Does your father talk to your mother at all?
Not really.
And what about your sister?
Yeah, have you called your sister since we last talked? I know you said you might benefit from talking to her and venting to her.
Yeah, we talked. But she has a way of like making every conversation kind of about her, if that makes sense. I don't know if you've ever met anybody like that. But like, even if I have something important to say, she'll just find a way to like work it back to something that she's doing or telling, some problem that she has.
Was she able to give you any advice on everything that's going on, or? So,
Not really, just kinda, oh, that sucks, I can't believe it.
right.
Well, we're here to help, and it seems like your dad's being very supportive, and your boss, I'm really glad that he's being supportive.
Yeah, me too.
Because, some of this stuff takes time, and I know you don't have a lot of time, but with these support groups in your life, it will help you, to find that time, and I'm glad they're stepping up, and you've got that going for you, which is awesome. That's more than some people can say.
Thank you.
I want you to remember that, you've got some positives going on for you.
Thank you.
And that being said, fortunately, a lot of this stuff requires paperwork, and a lot of paperwork can be found online. So I don't want you to think that every time you wanna fill something out, you've gotta show up to the office. We can help you find where to find that paperwork on DES's website, and to fill that out, kind of on your own time, and we can help you out with that.
Okay. Is there any way that you could help me find like a swim class anywhere?
Oh,
I used to
yeah.
swim when I was in middle school.
The Flagstaff offers a lot of swim classes. If you let me know, I know your schedule's free on Sundays, I can.
Yeah. Yeah, could you find a Sunday like swim class for me? Or like even
A
just
lot
like
of
open
times-
swim time? I could go by myself on Sunday.
And a lot of times they have childcare there, and you
Ooh.
can bring Jacob to swim classes and he can learn how to swim. I'm sure he'd love
Oh my gosh. Yes.
playing around and jumping in the water, and then that would be a fun activity in the summer for you two to do together.
Yeah, they have a lot of mommy and me classes.
That's a great idea. Yeah, and I think that would help with my stress and with like being a better parent. That's such a good idea.
It would be good
Would
bonding.
you like do you want classes where you guys are together, or do you want separate classes, or a little bit of both, like?
Both, if that's possible. The only problem, and I kinda probably should have mentioned this, was I'm technically driving on a suspended license right now, which I'm fine with, but
But if you do get pulled over, that is
yeah, exactly.
You could also
fine
put-
/ you could face jail time.
You can also put your, all the paperwork that we're trying to get solved for you into jeopardy, and that may have some
Oh, really?
repercussions from that, so.
Could you tell me a little bit about why it's suspended, just,
Yeah, I've just had, I don't have insurance, but I, have had like 2 speeding tickets and a couple of parking tickets that I just haven't paid, and then now the fines are like literally $1,000 before you get my license back.
I know there's some places here you can go and take a class and it'll reduce your fine, or, take it, would you be willing to
Yeah,
go to a
definitely.
class?
Yeah.
Not only that, but in the meantime, the public bus system here in Flagstaff is actually very useful. I know it has a stigma.
It's so like gross people and
The best thing about it though is that since you're a student, they offer discounted passes, and that
Oh,
would be,
really?
yeah, they do. They offer discounted rates for all students, which would be very helpful.
Are there a lot of stops around town?
There's a good amount, and I know that
Okay.
the Route 10, I think runs right through, and you can actually ride for free as a student. And
Oh,
that is a
really?
lot, yeah.
Every student, you
Mhm.
can go
Ooh, and I actually just live like a couple of blocks away from an AU, so that could be like the bus that I would just like take places.
Mhm.
Does it go near the aquaplex?
You can get off.
Mm-hmm.
There's a Route 66.
Mhm.
There's
Okay, so that's
So
Yeah,
it
you
goes
can
downtown to a
check.
connecting center, and you know,
Okay.
you'll get a map and everything, it's really simple to figure out,
Okay.
and, you know, you can always call them to you, they have numbers.
Alright.
You know, just like, cause sometimes, you know, if you don't know when the next time's come, they can like, you can push a button to hear like the next time's
Really?
coming.
There's
Yeah.
also an app on your phone, I don't know what kind of, phone you get, a smartphone.
Yeah.
There's an app that actually connects you to all the buses in Flagstaff, you can see when the next bus is coming, where all the stops are,
Nice.
really helpful.
Does it tell you like if there's gross people on the bus?
It just, unfortunately, that's not a feature of the app.
Oh.
Chance.
Alright, okay, so I can take the bus at least.
And we could also get a map out and really walk through all the stops of the places that you go most.
Can we do that next week?
Yeah, we could print out a map of Flagstaff and really just show you all the stops
Nice.
around that you would need to use.
Okay, yeah.
There's a open swim for the aquaplex. It's from noon to 6 on Sundays.
Oh, perfect.
But
Ugh, so I can still go to church with my dad if he makes me.
yeah, and then actually during the week, I know you said you get off of work at 6.
I get off at 4, but then I have to pick up Jacob and like make
And
dinner
you're busy
and
until-
all that, yeah.
Well, the pool doesn't close most days during the week until 9 at night.
Ooh.
And so maybe that
Oh, so
hour
that
out.
could even be my hour
Yeah.
a week, nice. Okay.
And the bus runs pretty late. I know the one out in 66 runs till around 11 o'clock at night.
Oh.
So you should be able to get back without having to worry about a ride.
Okay. Is it dangerous to ride the bus out at night?
No. In my personal experience, it's not. You know, a lot of buses have cameras and stuff, and they don't actually, it's policy for the Mountain League to not let people who are intoxicated onto the buses, so you don't really have to worry about drunk people being
Yeah.
children on the bus.
That's nice.
So that's actually how I got around water route.
And if you're having problems with somebody, the bus driver can escort them off the bus.
Ooh.
The biggest problem I would see having is just, you know, standing at a bus stop, but usually they're lit, you know, or if you had a buddy, definitely, there's an app on your cell phone you can get where, it's like basically an emergency app, so if you feel like you're threatened, you hold your thumb on the screen, and if you let go for any reason, it automatically dials the policeman's number.
Oh, neat.
And you can put a personalized message before you even hold it down, saying like, hey, I'm at the bus station by myself at whatever time, and then you hold it down, and then if the police do get
That's amazing.
notified, it would let them know that you were at the bus station.
So we can
Right.
also.
That makes me feel safer.
Yeah, see what that's called and like help you install that.
Okay.
Or pepper spray
It's also
is
free,
really
it's pepper spray.
popular on
Okay.
campuses and stuff, and you can actually get, like discounted.
Yeah, and I remember my orientation, they even gave me like the little pepper spreads you put in your keychain.
Yeah, usually you can get it for free, you don't even need.
Alright.
How do you get back and forth to work?
Driving?
Do you work far from your home?
I mean, Denny's is over the mall, so yeah, it's like a good, I don't know, 10, 15-minute drive. 10 minutes on the other two.
Okay. Would your dad be willing to help? Get you?
Ugh.
I really don't wanna
I
ask
know
because
he
he's
would,
done so
but
much,
I
but-
know, it's like he freaking babysits me again, it's so annoying.
It probably makes him feel good too, that he can help you. It sounds like your relationship when you were younger was strange, and maybe this is his way of making things up to you, you know, instead of feeling like you're a burden to him. I think that this might be something that's actually, you know, therapeutic to him as well in helping you. So it might actually be something that, you know, makes him feel good, and so it, you know,
That's
can help you.
I mean, he's the reason that I pick such like shitty men, so better help him with something.
Now, have you had any more contact with your neighbor that, you know, you were partying with or anything, or any of like the friends that you were partying with?
No, my dad won't let me call anybody or talk to anybody. I feel like a teenager again, like grounded, like stuck in my house and I can't do anything.
Like, do you see that as a problem?
I mean, it's boring as hell. I can't, oh gosh, I can't watch any more like movies or just like sit around the house. Read all of my magazines.
So is that something you would want me to talk to your dad about, maybe letting you have a little bit more control over your life? Next, when he comes in next
Yeah.
session, because, you know, like, yes, he is helping you, but maybe we can explain that, he's restricting you a little too much.
Yeah, finding like a medium. Like, I definitely think he's good for my accountability, cause he's just like been through it with the drugs and stuff, so he can tell when I'm high within like 30 seconds of talking to me. So that's been good. Yeah, but there needs to just be like boundaries more, and I'm not very good with boundaries.
And do you have any friends that like you could go out with that aren't gonna pressure you to drink or take pills or anything like that?
Not really. I wish there was like a support group for moms that like I could meet friends at and like share babysitting responsibilities and do like play dates so Jacob had more friends.
So you wanna go to a support group for moms?
I don't even know if that exists though. There's one at my church, but really those
You want a
ladies are
non-church
so
one.
annoying. Yeah.
You want a
yeah.
non-church affiliated one?
Yeah, if that's possible. Even like at the daycare, they might. I don't know if they would have like groups there. I don't know.
And you know, going to your swimming, you know, the mommy me classes or even, you know, just personal
That's
swimming,
true.
you might meet people there too.
Would it bother you if maybe these other women that you would be meeting with are a little bit older than you, or did you want to stick within your age demographic?
I mean, I prefer like younger people.
We can definitely look for that, so that's useful to know.
There's a website called meetups.com, and it's for single moms, especially with toddlers under 3.
Ooh.
And you know, you can chat with people online and meet up and set up like daycare visits.
Did you just start it?
It did.
Nice. Yeah.
And so I can send you that link, you know, when we finish summarizing. And it's really easy and it is free. You just set up your account and you can search, you know, within 25 miles of where you're at and it'll tell you who's online and who's talking about what.
Okay.
So.
All right, this is a lot of information. Can we be almost done? This is starting to get a little overwhelming.
Yeah, just to reiterate what we, what are the goals
Yeah.
that we've set,
Okay.
just to make sure we're on the same page.
Yeah.
Some of the paperwork that we're gonna help you fill out, we've got the Flagstaff Child and Family Counseling Services,
Right.
the food stamps,
Right.
child support, and then access healthcare. I think were what we came up with. Were there any more?
Is Tana the part of
Yes,
that?
and then TANF. Are those all things that you're willing to let us help you sign up for?
Yeah, definitely. That sounds
Okay.
really good.
I want to encourage you to, for in the next coming weeks, when we're not seeing each other so much, I would encourage you to try out some of those coping mechanisms that we talked about last week, and implement them in your life and see if they help out. You never know.
Yeah, going for walks and the breathing that you said, I think is going to be really cool too. Walks and
As well as looking into classes at the Optiplex, maybe
And
swim
swimming.
and Jacob.
Walks, breathing, swimming.
And then next week, figuring out the bus system with you, as well as maybe meeting with, your father as well, to help you out and get on the same page there too. Does that all sound like things that you're willing and able to do?
Yeah, and then the substance abuse counselor.
Yes. Which is with the Flagstaff Child and Family Counseling Services. I
Okay.
think.
Oh, yeah, you said that. Okay, yeah. Is there anything that I'm forgetting?
Well, is there anything that you feel like we haven't really addressed that you also want to go over? I know you said you're pretty tired and we've gone over a lot. And thank you for bearing with us. You've been super, super, you know,
Yeah.
cooperative and it's really helped us to help you. So, but is there anything else before you leave that?
No, I feel a lot better after talking to you guys. It's nice to just be able to like figure it out and like write it all down and like have like a game plan, you know?
For
Yeah, we're really proud of you for your willingness to change and get better through this, so thank you.
You're on some deep Buddha next level introspection. And then, like I said, if you want kind of like a written of what we've gone over, just in case you forget and you're talking to your DCS worker, just shoot us an email. Like I said, that's one of the benefits of taking notes. And we can kind of help you refresh your memory on what we've gone over so far.
Perfect. Maybe in 2 weeks you could like submit that to somebody.